So, yes, I'm back. And once again, got another hashtag of a demonic, evil albinoid race soldier who executed an elderly 66-year-old melanoid female who had a mental disorder by the name of Deborah Danner. Article, I'm probably going to put two articles in the description. Yeah, both articles are in the description. It says Deborah, after surviving 5 decades where her mental illness, deserved better than to die on the wrong end of a veteran city cop's gun. Mayor de Blasio, echoing his police commissioner, put the blame Wednesday on Sergeant Hugh Berry for escalating a tense confrontation with the schizophrenic 66-year-old woman in a fatal showdown. Though Danner was armed with a pair of scissors and a baseball bat. In her Bronx apartment, the mayor and the NYPD top cop James O'Neill agreed that bungling that led to the bullets was avoidable. The shooting of Deborah Danner is tragic and it is unacceptable, the mayor declared. This should never have happened. It's as simple as that. Deborah Danner should be alive right now. Period. Barry, who had never fired his gun on duty during his 8 years with the NYPD, was stripped of his badge and weapon after blasting 2 bullets into Deborah during the incident just after 6 p.m. Tuesday inside the Castle Hill home. Relatives of slain woman immediately demanded federal, state, and city investigation into the fatal police shooting reminiscent of the 1984 police killing of Atlanta Bumpers. Bumpers like Danner was 66 when she was killed by a city race soldier. Among the unanswered questions in the killing, why didn't Barry use his taser instead of reaching for the gun? Another raised by the dead woman's cousin was just simple. Why didn't the police lock Darren inside the apartment until the emergency service unit arrived? It's distressing to me that the fact that it did end up this way, said O'Neill in an unusual fast and harsh rebuke. We just have to take a long, hard look at what happened. What's clear in this incident that we failed. The commissioner declined to discuss specifics other than to say police policy is isolated and contained, but NYPD protocols are for officers to wait for ESU cops to arrive and to use the taser if the option is there. Police refused to disclose if cops were aware of the residents had a history of mental illness. None of the other cops were equipped with a stun gun. A high-ranking source told Daily News Berry had undergone training about proper handling of incidents involving mental ill and inexplicable failed to follow the guidelines, according to O'Neill and the mayor. It's quite clear that officers are supposed to use deadly force only when faced with a dire situation, said de Blasio. And it is very hard for any of us to see that the standard was met here. The heartbreaking incident took place of the matter, source said. Barry attempted to talk down the scissor-wielding woman after he arrived. 3 other officers were in a tight, narrow bedroom with Danner and Sergeant, according to the source. He tells her something to the effect, "Put the scissors down. We're going to talk to you." She puts it down, the source said. At the moment, maybe he dropped his guard a little bit. As Barry tried to lead the distraught woman out the hallway where the EMS paramedics were waiting, Danner reached down and grabbed a bat beside the bed. Sergeant shot Danner in the left shoulder and chest. To the intense 10-minute showdown that could have convinced Barry that his life was at risk, police said. It was going right, and then it went bad. The source said he did right, and then he did wrong. Now he has the answer why he did what he did. In a way, I feel for the sergeant, but I'm also thinking this didn't have to happen. Cops were summoned by a neighbor who reported a senior citizen was being in an irrational manner. The slain woman's sister and guardian, Jennifer Danner, was down the hallway from the apartment when the cops arrived. She saw the officers rush inside cramped 2-bedroom apartments and then heard the crack of 3 gunshots. The New York NYPD department has once failed to properly respond to deal with mental ill patients without resorting to deadly physical force, said Jennifer Danner, who met the later mayor. Family and friends described Deborah Dan Summer struggled with her illness, dating to her years in college, yet to manage to remain upbeat. She was a dear friend, a good person, said Dan Power, who recalls seeing her at meetings, and now defunct mental health council consumers to commit for the Bronx. And I'm gonna stop right there. You see, you heard what I said in the one paragraph. They said he is trained to de-escalate situations when you're encountering an individual with some sort of mental disorder. But yet he decided to be a race soldier and execute this mentally ill sister because he was white and he felt like I'm white. I'm the complex of white God, which is a myth. So I'm gonna kill this black chick because I see all these other race soldiers getting a payday and getting away with it. So I'm gonna do it. It's a trend. I told y'all it's bounty on melanoid people. They kill us for just the thrill of it because they've been doing it since we came encountered with these evil albinoid cave monkeys, and they continue to do that. I had a discussion with my one of my friend's father. He was talking some real shit. He drives taxi on the side. He was like, yo, like, Europeans are going back to their cave beast way of living. He was like, he picked up these European hikers and he was like, yo, they live, like, Europeans right now are living in the woods by the thousands, maybe by the millions. When they lose their job, get laid off or whatever, or they just quit their job and take the rest of their money they have, whether it's a pension or money saved in their accounts, and they just go out and live in the wild. And he's like, that's why they're being even more violent than they probably have ever been, because they're backtracking to that savage cave beast way of living life, which is what they always been living like. He's like, that's why you gotta be careful if you encounter a European. He's like, you can just bump their car with your door getting out of a car parked next to theirs, and they'll probably kill you because they're savages. And people have been looking into the background of this race soldier, Hugh Berry, and he has been sued by melanoid people for police brutality. It says, hold up. It said a case was filed in federal court with the past 4 years alleged that Sergeant Hugh Berry dealt brutal beatings with his fists, feet, or baton in violation of plaintiffs' civil rights as racial minorities. A 2012 case resulted in the city paying a settlement. A 2014 case went to trial with that plaintiff receiving no money from a Manhattan jury earlier this year. Berry is currently on modified duty and under NYPD spotlight after shooting Deborah as she charged at him with a baseball bat. It says, in 2012, federal lawsuit against Berry's plaintiff Gregory Peters, referred to as a 24-year-old African American man, in court papers accused Berry and 10 other unarmed officers of spraying him with pepper spray, punching and kicking him during an August 22nd, 2010 confrontation in Times Square. A plaintiff was on the ground. The defendant officers repeatedly kicked plaintiff in his back and punched plaintiff in the face. It said charges against him were not described in the papers, were eventually dismissed and sealed with the lawsuit. The city quickly settled Peterson's lawsuit with $25,000. And it said in it, more recent case against the sergeant was filed in 2014 when a 4 named 20 unarmed police officers accused in a racial motivated beatdown 3 Latino men outside a hip hop concert at Tammany Hall nightclub of Lower East Side in June 2011. See, he had a history of just on some old school Jim Crow shit, just beating up black and brown people just for the fuck of it. And the NYPD knew about this. That's why I don't know why they trying to act all sympathetic. Oh, he was wrong. We failed. No, y'all, what y'all owning up for now? Y'all been fucking with us. Y'all been fucking with black people. That's all y'all do is abuse stop and frisk, arrest black people for petty crimes. That's why I don't know why black people even live in NYPD. I don't even want. I never went there. I don't even want to visit NY. I'm sure it's a beautiful city. Y'all got some beautiful chicks down there too, and I heard y'all got some good weed. But nah, fuck that. Like y'all cops be on some race soldier shit to the max. Like I can't fuck with y'all. I fuck around, go down there for a visit, and come back in a body bag. I don't got time for the fuckery. But this savage needs to be put under the jail. He's probably on desk duty. If charges are gonna be filed, he's probably just gonna get hit with a manslaughter, if that. Because that's the only type of penalty these race soldiers receive if they do receive some sort of disciplinary action. They only get hit with manslaughter. That's a 4-year maximum. And he's probably not gonna even do that. But oh no, this family needs to find his address though, and he definitely needs to be changed. You couldn't just kill one of my people, my family, especially if they were mentally disabled, and just think you just gonna walk around like everything's all peachy. Nah, fuck that. But let me know what y'all think about this savage. Rest in power to the sister Deborah. Get in the comments, like, subscribe, share the video.